You got a minute way to put me down for another day? Yes, I do. We got to leave from you to go straight to do a family unit.
Okay.
No. Yeah. You want to do that one? Yeah. Y'all use? Yeah. And what you got next week? 11 o'clock. Going on right now.
Here we go.
JD.
And a good Saturday morning. Welcome to all you folks listening in over the airwaves of WPAQ. Welcome to another edition of the Saturday Morning Merry-Go-Round. I'm your host, Jenny Lowry. I'll be with you for today's program. And it's my pleasure to make welcome to the stage for part one of today's program. Help me make welcome to the stage, Robert Tilley and the Hard Times Band.
Get down, boys, go back home, back to the girl you love. Treat her right, never wrong, among girls can love. Riding the night in the high cold wind on the trail of the long goodbye. I can't get me long feeling so blue on the wild and behind. Get down, boys, go back home, back to the girl you love. Treat her right, never wrong, among girls can love. Remember the night we strolled down the lane, our hearts were gay and happy there. You whispered to me as I held you close, we hold this time and get down, boys, go back home, back to the girl you love. Treat her right, never wrong, among girls can love. Get down, boys, go back home, back to the girl you love. Treat her right, never wrong, among girls can love. Among girls can love.
This song's going for Lee Lawson down in Madison, North Carolina. Nobody's darling but mine. Come and sit by my side, little darling. Come and lay your cold hand on on my brow, and promise me that you will never be nobody's darling but mine. Be nobody's darling but my love. Be honest, be faithful and kind, and promise me that you will never be nobody's darling but mine. You're as sweet as a flower in springtime. You're as pure as the dew from the rose. I'd rather be somebody's darling than a poor boy that nobody knows. Be nobody's darling but my love. Be honest, be faithful and kind, and promise me that you will never be nobody's darling but mine. Goodbye, goodbye, little darling. I'm leaving this cold world behind, and promise me that you will never be nobody's darling but mine. Be nobody's darling but mine. Be honest, be faithful and kind, and promise me that you will never be nobody's darling but mine. Be nobody's darling but mine. Okay. I'm all alone.
us another tune before we take a break. Will that be all right?
We can do that. We can do that. Wait a minute. I got a lot of requests for people. People loves their name to be mentioned on the radio. So I'm going to go ahead and get this on out of the way. We're going to dedicate the whole show today to all these people I'm going to name you. So be ready for about 5 minutes.
Oh, that's great. I'm glad folks are listening.
Yeah, they are. We got a lot of listeners up here. Y'all have a lot of good people listening to you. Hubert Lawson, the Bluegrass Country Boys, Hubert, Vera, Eddie, Lee, Bob and Linda Blakely. Let's see, I won't forget nobody. Steve and Carolyn Bullins. Let's see, who else am I missing? Cousin that's supposed to be listening today, her name is Teresa. We're going to dedicate the whole program to her too. And I may come up with some more names on the rest of the show. But listen to this and hope you'll enjoy it. Springtime comes and I know she'll be leaving. When those friends of hers start calling her from town. So I live and wait for Shelley's winter season. When the troubled moments find her back around. I know I'm only Shelley's winter love. She only seems to need me now and then. I know I'm only Shelley's winter love, but she's mine alone when springtime comes again. With Shelley's painted world grows cold and stormy. That's when she finds the need to come around. Within these arms of mine, she knows they're always waiting. When the snow has finally thawed from winter ground, I know I'm only Shelley's winter love. She only seems to need me now and then. I know I'm only Shelley's winter love, but she's mine alone when springtime comes again. But she's mine alone when springtime comes again.
All right, Robert Tilley and the Hard Times Band from Madison, North Carolina. We'll send things back to you, Bob King, and hear a word from our sponsor of this portion of today's program. That's Price Power Equipment in Elkin, North Carolina. And we'll be back with more music on the Saturday Morning Merry-Go-Round right after this. Robert, do at least 3, maybe 4. I probably might call on you to do 4.
Open house, March 10th through 13th. All right, now we take you back to the European music from today's Mary Go Round. Here's your host,
Thank you so much, Bob King. And appreciate you this morning. We both pulled late night hours last night as Bob King on the air for the Bears Radio Network, and a shout out to all the Granite Bears as they were victorious over the Golden Eagles from Surrey Central. Welcome to you folks here in the theater, historic Earl Theater in downtown Mount Airy, the home of the Old Time Music Heritage Hall. And also welcome to the folks watching on our YouTube stream. Welcome. And all the folks listening over the airwaves on the AM dial as well as the FM frequency. Back to more music now with our special guests, Robert Tilley and the Hard Times Band. Robert, what you got picked out for us next?
We're going to get Mr. Charles Bone to come around here. We'll go ahead and introduce everybody real quick till we get that out of the way too. Start back here on my right, from down Reasonable. You folks in the audience, if you will, make him welcome. On the banjo, Mr. Don Wright. If you need his dental work, we'll take care of that too. And what's so funny, Jay? He's a dentist.
I do that for fun.
He does it for fun.
Hey, his real job is playing bluegrass, and then his hobby is being a dentist.
Yeah, that's about the size of it. On the mandolin from Stonewood, we'll make him welcome Mr. Billy Cox. On the other guitar from Madison, we'll make him welcome Mr. Calvin Ashby. Over here, Clovis Virginia on the bass today. He's a man of all talents. He's learned to play everything except for the piano, and he's not found a way yet he can tote it around. So we put your hands together from Clovis Virginia and make him welcome Mr. Charles Bowman.
And front and center with the guitar today from Madison, North Carolina, the leader of this group, a good friend of mine for a few years now, Mr. Robert Tilley.
Thank you. What you gonna do?
Old home plate.
Old home plate.
It's been 10 long years since I left my home in the hollow where I was born, where the cool fall nights make the wood smoke rise and the fox hunter blows his horn. I fell in love with a girl from a town. I thought that she would be true. I ran away to Charlottesville and worked in a sawmill or two. What have I done to the old home place? Why did it burn down? And why did I leave a plow in the field and look for a job in the town? Well, the girl ran off with somebody else. The tariffs took all my pay. Now here I stand where the old home stood before they took it away. Well, the geese fly south and the cold wind moan as I stand here and hang my head. I've lost my love, I've lost my home, and now I wish that I was dead. What have they done to the old home place? Why did they turn down? And why did I leave a plow in the field and look for a job in the town? What have I done to the old home place? Why did they tear it down? And why did I leave a plow in the field and look for a job in the town? And why did I leave a plow in the field and look for a job in the town?
All right. Appreciate that a whole lot. Come on up here, Calvin. We're going to get Calvin to help me and Charles do a cappella, a Barney Fife tune. I don't know what's happened to my guitar. Something else. Maybe me. This anyway,
Operator.
could be the operator.
We'll have to cut your pay.
Yeah.
I'd like for everyone to listen to the words of this song. It's got a good message to it. Something we're all gonna do one day. We won't put you to stay here forever.
I'd like to dedicate this song to a friend of mine who passed away this week. His funeral's today, Mr. Greg Boyd, 49 years old of Ararat, Virginia. Send this out to his whole family and friends.
I look into the face of an old saint of God. I thought his life had ended, his life crowned he won. Separated for the present, but soon to live again. He's only gone away with a friend.
Gone away with a friend, someone closer than a brother, someone who loves you more than children, dads, or mothers. He holds your very souls in the palm of his hand. Let it read on my tombstone, gone away with a friend.
Now he's my constant companion through life's joy and life's pain. All my hopes and my cares I hold in his dear name. And when my soul breaks free from these ties that bind me here, I'm going away with Jesus, no greater friend so dear.
Gone away with a friend, someone closer than a brother, someone who loves you more than children, dads, or mothers. He holds your very souls in the palm of his hand. Let it read on my tombstone, gone away with a friend. Let it read on my tombstone, gone away with a friend.
What in the world? Go ahead, come on.
I got one right here on the side of it. Sort of a country song. One entitled Old Standby. I ain't got it right. You never call me darling. You never call me dear. Well, I wonder if you'll miss me when I die. You sure don't consider
I gave you the one signal, but that was my number 2 signal for that, which meant to wait, Robert. So just so you know, even though I held up my hand for one, that didn't mean anything. It didn't make any sense, did it? We're going to take a real quick break. I believe we need to tell you about another upcoming program here on the Voice of the Blue Ridge, and then we'll be back with more music right after Robert takes a guitar lesson. Is that what we're going to do during the break, Robert? I have to pick on him because he's turned around and said, "What's wrong with my guitar? What's wrong with my guitar?" Oh, but anyways, we'll be back with the Saturday morning merry-go-round right after this. I'm just, you know.
What is this channel? What's the channel?
7408.
740 on 8.
Thank you so much, Bob King. Appreciate you today. And if you are able to give blood, I know there's a dire need, so be sure and sign up if you can. Be sure and stay tuned for the Blue Ridge Spotlight that comes your way on AM 740 every Saturday at 3 o'clock. And Wayne Erbson is the host for today's program, so be sure and stay tuned for that. He always does a great job, and sometimes brings his guitar and does some live music as part of the program as well. So right now we'll go back to our special guest for the Saturday Morning Merry-Go-Round Part 1, Robert Tilley and the Hard Times Band. Robert, let's do 2 numbers and then it'll be bottom of the hour time for weather.
All right, we're going to give us Don Wright come around and do you guys a tune, one title.
Earl's Breakdown.
Earl's Breakdown.
All right.
Everybody kick it over, you just start off on.
It's first side.
boss man. I'm gonna go to treat you right. I'm gonna work hard in the daytime. Rest easy at night, big boss man. Can't you hear me when I call? I said you ain't so big. You're just all that. Big boss man, put on your red dress, baby. Gonna be going out tonight. Put on your red dress, baby. Gonna be going out tonight. You better wear some boxing gloves. Ain't no fool I wanna fight. All right, baby.
We'll take a real quick break. I'm a little bit late for the weather forecast. We'll do that right now. Send things back to you, Bob King, and we'll be back with more music coming up on today's Saturday morning merry-go-round right after this.
About what we had last Thursday and yesterday. Temperatures around 82, sunshine again. Very nice week ahead. And right now again, 74 degrees outside. We'll have local news and we'll get to top of the hour.
Thank you so much, Bob King. And it's a beautiful day in and around downtown. We're here today broadcasting live from the historic Earl Theater in the heart of downtown Mount Airy. It's also home of the Old Time Music Heritage Hall. And speaking of which, before we start back to more music, a lot of folks asked today that our regulars here where Ken was and the folks in the band. And we had just heard that Ken has left the Arts Council. So evidently last week was his last week here, but we're very sad. We miss him, and we want everybody to know that he's been a part of this program since it started here at the Earl in the 1990s. I'm going to start crying. So, but anyways, we want to send the program out to him as well, and he's probably listening in somewhere. And to lighten the mood, after I said that, so I'll make a joke. Bobby Wayne Manring wanted me to tell you that, hey, these folks are really good. So anyways, maybe we'll do his song later. He is. So back to more music now with our special guests, Robert Tilley and the Hard Times Band. Let's welcome back to the stage.
Thank you, Jim. Would you get Kathy to come down here and do a gospel tune? Listen to the words to it. Hope you enjoy it. I call it home.
Somewhere beyond the grave, there is a land where Jesus went to prepare by his own hand, and for the saved by grace, there is a resting place, and a few more days it will be mine. Some call it heaven, I call it home.
somewhere beyond the sky. Some call it heaven, I call it home. I hear you, boy. Someone said you can go back home again. Things will not ever be as good as they've been. I got good news for you when heaven comes down to you. One glimpse and you will know the best is yet to come. Some call it heaven, I call it home. Some call it dreaming, let me dream home. Some call it paradise, somewhere beyond the sky. Some call it heaven, I call it home. Some call it heaven, I call it home.
Special Bobby Wayne. Don't you miss my tutu? Don't you miss my tutu? You can have the old woman. Don't you miss my tutu? She was born in the birth suit, but like I said behind, she gonna be in the ring. Don't you miss my tutu? Don't you miss my tutu? You can have the old woman. Don't you miss my tutu? Play one song. Don't you miss my tutu? Don't you miss my tutu? You can have the old woman. Don't you miss my tutu? She was born in a fursuit, the Lord left behind. He said you're gonna be special. You sweet little tutu. You're gonna be special. Don't you miss my tutu?
We want to send that especially to Bobby Wayne. He loves that song, don't he, Robert? That's his special song, isn't it?
That's Billy Wayne. I'm Bobby Wayne. Billy Wayne.
That's okay. There's a Billy Wayne here too, probably. Bobby Wayne.
Bobby Wayne.
Let's check our time. We'll check our time and see. We need to do one more break, so why don't we do two more songs?
Two more songs.
And then we'll have a break, and we want to invite everybody to stick around. We're going to have another hour and a half of music for you on part 2 of today's program, featuring Grace and Grass. That's coming up after the 12 o'clock news. Robert, what you got picked out for us
We'll
next?
give Mr. Don Wright to come back around and do your instrumental tune. One title of Lonesome Road Blues.
feeling bad, Lord, Lord, hell ain't gonna be treated this way.
Want to know where the circle been?
All right.
Yes,
G.
sir. That's good.
Okay.
I was standing by my window on a cold and cloudy day when I saw that hearse come rolling for to carry my mother away.
Will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? There's a banner on the way in the sky, Lord, in the sky.
Well, I followed close behind her, trying to hold up and be brave. But I could not hide my sorrow when they led her in the grave.
Will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? There's a glitter on the way in the sky, Lord, in the sky. Will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? There's a banner on the way in the sky, Lord, in the sky. In the sky, Lord, in the sky.
All right, Robert Tilley and the Hard Times Band. Robert, during that selection, we heard from Eddie Lawson. He wanted me to tell y'all what a great job you were doing. They were on the program just a couple weeks ago, and they always do a great job. So thanks for listening, Eddie. A lot of times I think they watch on the YouTube stream as well. Right now, we'll send things back to you, Bob King. A word about the annual Albert Hash Memorial Festival. You still got time to make it out to that today. It's going on till 4 o'clock up in Mount of Wilson, Virginia. And we'll do that, and we'll be back with the conclusion of part 1 of today's program right after this. Sometimes they do this. 3 doesn't make sense. Or 2. Or stop. Thank you so much. I believe that we got time, Robert, for probably 3 more songs until we break away for top of the hour news updates and weather. And then we'll come back with another hour and 29 minutes with our special guests, first-time guests, I believe, on the program, Grace and Grass. And so stay tuned for that. Right now, back to more music with our special guest, Robert Tilley and the Hard Times Band.
Thank you, Jenny. We're going to get Charles coming around and do you a good old tune. I think it's entitled Memories of You.
I turned the key in the lock tonight and I walked slowly into the room. Your presence hung like a heavy mist and I knew death had come too soon. Oh, the stars may be shining for somebody else, that moon may be giving its light, but all that I have is a memory of you and I'm lost in this world dark as night.
Time for about 2 more, so we'll get him to do. What you doing, buddy?
Using my bipolar road map. G chord.
G chord. He's a G man.
A G man.
He's a G man. You know, just get off.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm using my Bible for a guide. 10 commandments they tell me what to do. The 12 disciples on the roadside, and Jesus will take me safely through. There'll be no detours in heaven, no rough road along the way. I'm using my Bible for a road map. My last stop is heaven some sweet day. I'm using my Bible for a map. The children of Israel use it too.
really enjoyed being up here today. I got the chord right this time, Charles. Had to make sure I had to look down there. That third finger, for some reason, didn't want to go up on the fret. So.
You ain't gonna change it, have you?
But like I said, we really enjoyed being here today with you fine folks. Appreciate all of y'all out there in the audience coming and be with us today. And all you folks out there in Radio Land, don't forget tomorrow's church day. Really, every day's church day. Tomorrow's special, Sunday. So everyone that you can, worship your Lord. If I was a sinner man, let me tell you what I'd do. I'd quit my sinning and I'd work on the building too. I'm working on the building, I'm working on the building, I'm working on the building for my Lord, for my Lord. It's the Holy Ghost building, it's the Holy Ghost building, it's the Holy Ghost building for my Lord, for my Lord. It's the Holy Ghost building, it's the Holy Ghost building, it's the Holy Ghost building for my Lord, for my Lord. If I was a drunkard, let me tell you what I would do. I'd quit on my drinking and I'd work on the building too. Building, I'm working on the building. I'm working on the building for my Lord, for my Lord. It's the Holy Ghost building, it's the Holy Ghost building, it's the Holy Ghost building for my Lord, for my Lord. It's the Holy Ghost building, it's the Holy Ghost building, it's the Holy Ghost building for my Lord, for my Lord. Y'all have a blessed day.
All right. Another big hand for Robert Tilley and the Hard Times Band. Don't anybody go anywhere except you folks here in the theater audience. Let's go out and get us a drink and a bag of popcorn. And I'll meet you right back here in about 6 minutes after top of the hour look at news and weather for another hour and a half of music with our special guests, Grace and Grass. Right now, though, we'll send things back to you, Bob King. Stand by for the news. You're listening to the voice of the Blue Ridge, broadcasting from Mount Airy, North Carolina. This is AM 740 WPAQ.
In Virginia, the Floyd County Sheriff's Office is asking for help finding a teenage boy. Daniel Burrell's female is found in Bassett, but he is still missing. Anyone with information about his whereabouts is asking to contact the Floyd County Sheriff's Office at 540-745-93. Search needs for looking for a missing 34-year-old. Jennifer Coleman.
Thank you. See you next time. Hey, how you doing?
Early this week. She was last heard about via a Monday text message. This bill will pick up her dogs the next day from a boarding facility as care hosted by the Awareness Foundation. Coleman's belongings were found at her campsite at the West Glacier Takeover Campground. We're conducting a welfare check. Said Glacier spokesperson Brandy Burke certainly looking for Coleman Wednesday. She described as 5 feet 6 inches tall.
Thank you, man. They're getting broke in. It's been a while since I've been on one of these things.
All right, good job, Charles. Have a good day.
They'll be, hey David, they'll be broke in by the time I get done this season.
Oh Lord, you gonna do it again?
Yeah.
The late developing story in South Carolina is a 2-year-old was shot and killed in recall police investigators. The shooting was reported on Martin Hill Road at 7:30 p.m. No other information on the shooting has been released. The North Carolina Appeal Court on Friday lost its order that allowed tens of thousands of
Enjoy the music.
Thank y'all, buddy. Thank you. You say that.
See y'all. Y'all have a good day. Good day.
Good job.
Good day.
All right.
Almost certainly would have practically been by now.
Thank you very much.
Good job.
56,000 people affected by the decision. The barbecue festival in the city of Washington announced the news yesterday. Multiple barbecue restaurants said that because of the shortage in supply and labor amid rising COVID-19 cases, they could not participate. Barbecue
Well, that was good last night.
over the years.
I love that music.
We need to do it right.
Okay, we're ready. I should have said, unmute everybody so I can give direction, but now we're ready to go.
Volunteers have quarantine. He worries there wouldn't be.
Enjoy your band if you can.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Also dealing with supply chain issues.
Good job.
Styrofoam cups and food supply.
You got a pocket.
Things are out of stock every day already. We don't know when we will get the products when the time comes. Plus the prices probably double on everything, and that makes it tough for us. Organizers hope to host other smaller events instead. A family that lost 5 members in a tubing accident on a North Carolina river is suing Duke Energy, saying the utility failed to adequately warn people that its dam poses life-threatening risks. Their lawsuit filed in Durham County in August specifically names Duke Energy Carolinas LLC. Despite knowing of the danger posed by the dam, Duke Energy failed to use barricades, barriers, buoys, and other safety devices to prevent voters from going over the submerged dam and caught in the recirculating current. The lawsuit said. Duke Energy spokesman Dave Scanzoni said in a statement yesterday that the utility would respond
Hey, we done got enough problems for today. Don't
North Carolina, and LaPorte, Indiana, were floating down the Dan River in inflatable tubes on June 16th. The survivors were spotted the day after the accident.
There's a shortage of styrofoam cups. Don't bring another problem. I should not make light of that. Y'all got plenty of styrofoam cups, right? Obviously, no one was listening to the news. There's a shortage of styrofoam cups.
And the larceny of license plates.
Give us about 30 seconds or so.
Down here. But now, local motorists are urged to be aware of thefts that are much more costly, which are targeting catalytic converters.
Little white church.
I think that's the type of event.
There's a little white church in the valley that stands in my memory today. And in my mind I can see it, although I'm many miles away. And many times in church on Sunday morning, that whole countryside would gather there. They would all kneel down at the altar as they lifted up their voice in prayer. Oh, the church in the valley, oh, that little white church is blessed. I love so well. Now I'm sad and lonely, yes, I'm sad and lonely for that little white church in the valley.
Start the vehicle. Next, a look at the latest news. WPAQ and WSYB.
Three
I'm
songs,
Kelly.
if that fits with what you
Sunshine
want.
today, temperatures could be in the mid-80s.
Take a break.
Texas of 82, but we're getting a very good start right now. 76 degrees and sunny skies. Tonight, partly cloudy, overnight low 59, and tomorrow sunshine, high around 85. There's 50% chance of rain tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow night. Overnight low 60. And rounding down for 3-day weekend on Labor Day Monday.
Dan Murray.
High 87.
I better write
With a
that
50%
down.
chance of rain in the
Dan
afternoon.
Murray, Francisco, and then Willie's from Mount Airy.
And football scores, right for
I'm from Texas.
Mount Airy was 32-0. East Area over Eastville 41-14. Over Bristol, Strong 41-6. More, 49-14. More Stoke shutting out Chattanooga 12-0.
You have another.
And Mount Pleasant over Walker County 10-0. Virginia scores Floyd County over Hampton County 43-96. Giles County 35-7. And Grayson County.
Everybody still doing okay out here, or okay here? Yes, we're ready to go.
The second half of today's merry-go-round. Once again, here's your host, Jenny Lowry.
Thank you so much, Bob King. Appreciate you this beautiful Saturday morning, and I hope you got some plans to be outside and enjoy it this afternoon. Right now, we're back. Welcome back to the stage of the historic Earl Theater, home of the Old Time Music Heritage Hall. Some of these folks have played with other groups here on the merry-go-round, but as the whole, this is their first time on the merry-go-round. So please help me make welcome to the stage for part 2 of today's Saturday morning merry-go-round, Grace and Grass.
There's a well-beaten path only sold a mountainside where I wandered when I was a lad. Where I wandered alone to a place I call home, those blue ridge hills far away. Oh, I love those hills of Virginia, from those blue ridge hills I did roam. When I die, won't you bear me on the mountain, far away near my blue ridge mountain home. blues bound home. When I die, won't you bury me on the mountain? Far away, near my blues bound home. Far away, near my blues bound home.
Part 2 of today's program, Grace and Grass. We'll have a real quick break and we'll be back with more music coming up here on today's Saturday Morning Merry-Go-Round program on the voice of the Blue Ridge, WPAQ. Thank you so much, Bob King, King of the Airways. And I really appreciate you this morning keeping us on the air. Right now, back to our special guests here on part 2 of today's Merry-Go-Round. This is Grace and Grass.
When the trumpet will sound and the end time rolls round, will you over there? Would you please now go and wash your sins of last? Will you over there? Will you over there? In that city so see the lights of love. Yes, I can see him on his throne. Well, I'm too near to turn back now. Oh, praise the Lord, I'm heaven bound. In my journey here shall end, I'll say goodbye to the world of sin. In that valley, I'll take my stand. It's good to be on this road for glory land. Oh, so many here are troubled. Why I cannot understand. If you'll only look to Jesus, He will take command. On His glory road I'm traveling, above those city lights I see. And praise the Lord, I hear them singing. It's a band of angels breathing there for me. Oh, I can see the lights of love. Yes, I can see Him on His throne. Well, I'm too near to turn back now. Oh, praise the Lord, I'm heaven bound. In my journey here shall end, I'll say goodbye to the world of sin. In that valley, I'll take my stand. It's good to be on this road for glory land. In that valley, I'll take my stand. It's good to be on this road for glory land. We're going to do a chord change here, and while everybody's getting back in tune, I'm going to go ahead and introduce you guys to you. The man standing over to your right, my left, all the way from, boy, that's a long way down the road, King, North Carolina. Mr. Willie Bird on the mandolin. All the way to my far left, your far left, my far right, all the way from Danbury, North Carolina, Mr. Matthew McComb playing bass. And the guy holding the lady named Gibby that spends a lot of time tuning, all the way from Danbury, North Carolina as well, Mr. Jonathan McComb.
Foggy Mountain Breakdown. This one's, somebody requested this. Was Eddie Ray, so if he's listening, this one's for you, Eddie.
2 of today's Saturday Morning Merry-Go-Round. That is Grace and Grass. And why don't we go ahead, if you folks don't mind, we're just so close to the bottom of the hour. We'll go ahead and take a quick break now and take care of Homeway Furniture, the sponsor of this portion of today's program. And then we will have an updated look at the weather forecast. So right now we'll send things back to you, Bob King, and hear a word from our friends, fine radio partners, Homeway Furniture. We'll be back with more music from Grace and Grass right after this.
Exactly. It's Homeway Furniture 45th anniversary sale. Customer appreciation starting Saturday, August 28th through Labor Day, Monday, September 6th. Get 50% off or more, excluding reclining furniture. Okay, that's enough. Don't forget canned food drive because the need is still prevalent. That's right. Homeway Furniture will be collecting canned food to restock the local food bank, and we still get 20% off store-wide regardless whether you bring canned food or not. Oh, yeah, we have some news. And don't forget to tell your folks 12 months interest-free financing and free delivery within 50 miles. You just did what? Never mind. There you have it, folks. Homeway Furniture, 121 West 7th Street, Mount Airy is your locally owned furniture. The 20% off sale is Saturday, August 28th through Labor Day, excluding reclining furniture.
Hey, coming up at 1:30, Joe Clark. Playing out more music from the merry-go-round.
Thank you so much, Bob King. Appreciate you. I want to tell the folks here in our theater audience as well about the big sale going on at Homeway Furniture, located on West 11th Street here in Mount Airy. They've got 12 months same as cash terms right now, also collecting canned food and a store-wide 20% off. That sale going through Labor Day. So if you need any furniture, go check with Travis at Homeway Furniture. Back to more music now on the merry-go-round. Our special guests, Grace and Grass. I hear a little a sound coming from the balcony, and I'm wondering if that sound belongs to one of the folks in this group. Is it?
Yeah.
Whose is it?
It's probably mine.
Okay. That always makes me nervous when my children sometimes sit up there and I feel like I'm going to pass out. When I'm standing here and they're sitting up there and they do this, and it scares me to death. But yours is too little to do that, so don't you won't have to worry about that. But anyways, welcome, and we're glad to have your family here as well. So back to more music now on the Saturday Morning Merry-Go-Round. Special guests Grace and Grass. And what you got picked out for us next?
We got Prayer Bells of Heaven. Willie's going to sing for us. Before we do that, Michael here was hiding behind a pole and I didn't see him, so before I forget, on the guitar and doing most of the singing, play anything about up here, so he didn't sing about any part. Y'all give him a hand. Michael Wellman from Francisco. I'm Francisco.
That's right. Say it right, brother. While we are living in this world of fear, many the burdens that we have to bear.
It's sort of a group favorite. I say that because I really like it. But spoke to a friend of mine this morning, and he said he was going to be listening. And Peaches, this one's for you. Got any Merle Haggard fans in the audience? I know there's plenty on the airwaves listening, but this is probably about my favorite song he ever did. When my last song is sung and my life's crown is won, and my old faithful guitar loses tone, you won't find me struggling, wishing I could sing again. When my last song is sung, I'll be gone. So let me sing a song for Jesus every day, for He's the one who guides me every step of the way. He's my soul's inspiration, the one who guides my pen. So let the last song I sing be for Him. What a gift the Lord has shared with a man who never cared, claiming every note I'd written for my own. So before it comes my time, there's a song of thanks in line, before my Lord and my Savior calls me home. Let me sing a song for Jesus every day, for He's the one who guides me every step of the way. He's my soul's inspiration, the one who guides my pen. So let the last song I sing be for Him. Yeah, let the last song I sing be for Him. Y'all don't hold this one against us. This is the first time we've got to do this on stage. I think we just got somebody's approval, I think. I was 21 years when I wrote this song. I'm 22 now, but I won't be gone. Time hurries on, and the leaves that fall
job of our special guest, Grace and Grass, on today's Saturday morning merry-go-round on the voice of the Blue Ridge, WPAQ. Right now, we'll take a real quick break and hear a word from our advertising partners, Old Mill Music, located right up the street here, the historic Earl Theater. And we'll be back with more music from Grace and Grass right after this. Thank you so much, Bob, and we also will be open today until 4 o'clock at Old Mill Music, and my son James is there, my husband Rick, and they'll be glad to wait on you. And we've got a very special deal going on today, and probably Monday only, for a great acoustic guitar for $179. Comes with a bag, a nice Delta Woods PV model acoustic guitar. Right now, we're going to go back to the stage of the Earl Theater. We got about a quarter hour left of music in this 12 o'clock hour. I would like to thank these folks. First-time guests with us here on the merry-go-round as a whole anyways, and they're doing a great job. What do y'all think? Outstanding group. Outstanding group. And maybe a little bit later we'll play a couple songs and find out a little bit more about what these folks do for a living, because I'm only familiar with a couple of guys on the stage here, so we'll find out about that as the program rolls on. Right now, back to more music from Grace and Grass.
Well, this next song we're going to do is called He is the Answer, talking about Jesus. How many out there agree that Jesus is the answer? Can I get some agreement? Yes, amen. Amen. This is one of my favorite songs, and I hope y'all know that Jesus is the answer through this song. Just like the day before, but when it comes to Jesus, you'll never hear a sound. Everyone's too busy going round and round. When will we ever realize? When will we open up our eyes? Jesus will give us the courage we need. Stand up and tell the whole world He is the answer. Conversation comes, conversation goes, but is it worth the trouble if you'll never know? If I fail to tell you what He's done for me, you may not ever know that Jesus died to set us free. When will we ever realize? When will we open up our eyes? Jesus will give us the courage we need. Stand up and tell the whole world He is the answer. When will we ever realize? When will we open up our eyes? Jesus will give us the courage we need. Stand up and tell the whole Jesus is the answer.
I want to do y'all another instrumental. It's been a while since we played for a crowd that could dance, so if any of y'all are feeling froggy and want to go to flat-footing, this would be a great song to do that to. And it would be quite entertaining for us as well. Oh, you wanted to hear about what we do for a living, didn't you?
I would love to know. I know what Willie does, and maybe he'll share. I hope so. But I just would like to know. I'm always interested when you have two groups on, a different group each week. I like to get to know people and find out, especially if I haven't met you before. So yes, I would love to know what you do for a living and where all you play and where you're playing next, so we can help advertise your group as well.
Sure. Why don't we let Willie go first then?
Okay. Well, I work at State Employees Credit Union for you know, a regular job, salary job, and I work in King. Just moved there actually originally from Westfield. I'm also the outreach pastor for Living Waters Church of God. On the side, I'm an evangelist, and I travel everywhere the Lord leads me to preach and sing. So I've been doing that since I was 9 years old. I have a lovely wife, Brittany, and she gave birth to Nathaniel in March of 2018 or 2019, I can't remember, he's two. But anyway, so his name's Nathaniel, so he's about 2.5 now. And then we have another little girl on the way in December. So her name's going to be Macy Shaybird, so we're excited about that. That's a little bit about me.
Well, I ain't got that much to say, not that much, but I'm just a big corporate guy. I work in insurance, that's about it. Play music for fun.
Well, we'll let the banjo player keep tuning back there. I know he's working on that, but I'm going to try to keep it short and sweet like Matthew. But me and Matthew and Jonathan have played together we are the entire music team, I guess you could say, at Lawsonville Baptist Church, where their dad is our pastor. And we've been playing together since we were 11 and 12, or I think I started when I was about 10. So we've been playing together for 16, 17 years. I actually work for a company here in town. A lot of you probably know or are familiar with Smith Road Construction. And I'm a heavy equipment technician for them, so I travel the state and try to keep our fleet of heavy equipment going.
You must know our merry-go-round MVP, Eric Marshall.
I am very well acquainted with Mr. Marshall.
Okay, well, great. Well, I bet he is listening in.
I would hope so. We've got a pretty good crowd in the balcony. My girlfriend Courtney and my mom and dad, Abigail Monroe, are sitting up there, and I believe they've got a special guest with them. So we've got a pretty good support group up there.
I'm Jonathan. I work for Yadkin Valley Home Health as a physical therapist. I used to work a whole lot in Mount Airy. Now I'm mostly in Stokes and a little bit of Eastern Surrey. But yeah, I've been around Mount Airy for probably a couple of years now working. But then my family's up there. The one, if you've heard anybody screaming up there yelling, that's my son. He's become the 4th member of the music team at the church. He's starting to play the guitar is what he's wanting to do. So hopefully, maybe in a few years he'll be on here. And then my daughter Sarah, I told her she's going to be my fiddle player. So we got to get her started too. So,
well, we're so glad to have y'all. So glad to have you with us today for the merry-go-round. So we've got time for probably 2 more before we take another break.
I tell this joke just about everywhere we go, but if anybody's listening and you want to contribute to the group in any specific fashion, just remember that we have a banker, an insurance adjuster, a doctor, and a mechanic. So if y'all want to put that anywhere specific, just remember me. change directions a little bit and let Jonathan sing one. Y'all haven't heard him sing yet, so he's going to do one that we enjoy doing a little twist of our own called Swing Low, Sweet Chariot.
Hey, I'm the world's worst remembering words, so,
And I'm a close second.
so maybe I'll remember these. This should be pretty easy, but we'll see. Y'all see me looking around, it's because I'm trying to get words. So. Well, I looked over Jordan, what did I see? Coming for to carry me home. I saw a band of angels coming after me, coming for to carry me home. Come forward to carry me home. Swing along, sweet chariot. Come forward to carry me home. Come forward to carry me home.
Wow, great job to our special guests, Grace and Grass, here on part 2 of today's Saturday morning merry-go-round. Right now it is just about time for the top of the hour look at weather, and we'll send things back to you, Bob King. Don't go anywhere though, folks. Don't change that radio dial. We will be back with you until 1:29 with Grace and Grass on the Saturday morning merry-go-round. Until then, you're listening to the voice of the Blue Ridge, WPAQ, broadcasting from Mount Airy, North Carolina on the FM dial at 106.7 and on the AM dial at 740, and worldwide at WPAQ740.com.
Dropping back down below mid-80s. Thursday and Friday. So basically, funny times. Overnight limit on go around the upper 15 or 16 every time. Right now, we take you back to the Earl Theater for 5.5 hours. So today's merry-go-round.
Thank you so much, Bob King. And right now it's time for me, it's my pleasure to tell you a little bit more about this sponsor of today's merry-go-round broadcast, and that is Mayberry Music Center, located right across the street here from the Earl Theater, which is locally owned and operated by James Easter of the Easter Brothers. James would like to invite you to stop in and check out their fine selection of acoustic as well as electric guitars. They've also got bass guitars, mandolins, banjos, flutes, saxophones, clarinets, and much, much more. Mayberry Music Center specializes, though, in Blue Ridge guitars, and they're the authorized Blue Ridge guitar dealer here in the Mount Airy area. Mayberry Music Center always gives a $100 discount off the suggested retail price of the Blue Ridge guitars, and you'll usually find there's some slightly used Blue Ridge guitars at Mayberry Music Center at a discounted price. They've also got all types of strings and accessories for your instrument, and they offer music lessons as well as instrument repair. And James Easter wants to be sure that we remind you that if you don't see what you're looking for when you stop by, just ask them, because chances are they can have it for you in just a couple of days. And you'll also find there a great selection of bluegrass as well as bluegrass gospel CDs, including titles from the Easter Brothers as well as the Primitive Quartet. Mayberry Music Center is open Monday through Friday from 9:30 to 4, and on Saturdays they're open from 9:30 to 3. They're always closed on Sunday. That is Mayberry Music Center, located here on Main Street in historic downtown Mount Airy. Bringing you this portion of today's merry-go-round broadcast.
And I'm going to send this one out to my good buddy Mark Williams. songs off the extra list. We ain't never run ahead of schedule before.
They're from all over in the regional area, Danbury, and two folks from Francisco, I believe, and also Willie. Willie made his home here in Mount Airy, but now he's moved to King, so we'll let that slide for now, Willie. I don't know. You see, even the baby don't like King. No, that's not his baby. I'm just joking. That's not his baby. We're going to, I don't think it is anyways. We're going to take a real quick break and hear a word from our friends over at Wilkes Community College. Bob King will send things back to you, and we'll be back with the conclusion of today's Saturday morning merry-go-round on the voice of the Blue Ridge, WPAQ. We'll be right back right after this. Thank you so much, Bob King, and if you're just tuning in or just joining us, we've had a great program today featuring Robert Tilley and the Hard Times Band, and this group joining us on the stage right now, Grace and Grass, and they've done a great job. Don't you folks think so? I think they've done a great job. Thank you so much. And right now, we'll have time for probably about 2 more songs.
All right, we got time for 2 more, she says. We're going to do a Jimmy Martin tune that we love. If y'all notice, we do a whole lot of gospel. And this is one we're going to have a good time here.
And before he goes and does that, y'all can see us again. We'll be playing a few other places. I know on 18th of September we'll be in Germantown at the Armstrong Farm Festival. We'll be playing there. And then Picking at Pretty's, I believe that is
October 23rd.
October 23rd.
3 o'clock.
Michael's the numbers man, so he knows he knows all the numbers. That's the one I look to. So y'all can, if y'all want to hear us anywhere else, y'all can surely come there. But we'll play 2 more for y'all and end it up.
There's a little white church in the valley that stands in my memory today. And although how many miles away, and many times in church on Sunday morning, that whole countryside would gather there. They would all kneel down at the altar as they lifted up their voice in prayer. Oh, the church in the valley, oh, that little white church is a place I love so well. Now I'm sad and lonely, yes, I'm sad and lonely for that little white church in the valley. They've been singing the old song, Rock of Ages, Christ left behind my sympathy. Some of them are now waiting just over the darkness toward the sea. I know their troubles have all ended, and happy forever they will be. They are waiting, watching up yonder for the coming home of the family. Oh, the church in the valley, oh, that little white church is a place I love so well. Now I'm sad and lonely, yes, I'm sad and lonely for that little white church in the valley. Oh, the little white church in the valley.
Great job, guys. Here are our special guests, Grace and Grass. And we got time for one more song. I just want to say it's been a pleasure to have you folks here on the merry-go-round. And we look forward to having y'all back again sometime in the very near future. Right now, time for only one more, and we really appreciate everybody sticking around. Thanks again for listening. What you got picked out to close out today's program with?
We are going to close out the program with an old fiddle tune that Willie and Jonathan do a fine job on, playing the solos. One called Angeline Baker. Before we go, we would like to thank you, Miss Jenny, for inviting us to be your special guest here today, and thank everybody, our support group that showed up there on the balcony, and all those that are listening out there. We appreciate y'all keeping this live music going.
And also thanks once again to Robert Tilley and the Hard Times Band. Tune in again next week, September 11th. We're going to have a special program from 11 to 12 featuring some old country and patriotic music from our special guest, Keith Lee, also a first-time guest, followed up by bluegrass music from Flint Ridge. Until I'm over the airwaves of WPAQ again for the Thursday afternoon show, this is Jenny Lowry signing off from another edition of the Saturday Morning Merry-Go-Round on the voice of the Blue Ridge.